All right, so right now we're looking at Mathematics 2019 Csec paper. All right, and just to show you all the rules, section 1 has 7 questions. You must do everything. You must do everything in this paper. All right, section 2 have 3 questions. All right, so let's get this cracking. So it says using a calculator or otherwise evaluate this. Now I always go with using a calculator. Just put that in a calculator. Put in a calculator 2 1/4 minus 1 and 3/5. Just put all of that in a calculator. 2 and 1/4 minus 1 and 3/5. You put that in your calculator and you're going to get 13/20. And now you have in the numerator 13/20, and that's divided by 3. So you put that again in the calculator and you're going to get 13 divided by 60. Don't waste time doing these baby questions. All right, so that's 13/20. Easy, soft, the capital T. Now let's go ahead and evaluate part 2 now. It says, find this answer to 2 decimal places. So you put in your calculator 2.14 sine 75. You're going to see in your calculator 2.067081268, but it says to 2 decimal places. So you're going to go 2.0, that's 1 decimal place. The second one now, you're going to have 67. So 67, that means it's just 2.07. That's the 2 decimal places. All right, that's what they asked for, to 2 dp. That's lovely, soft. So question 1, very simple. All right. Now, we move on now to part B. And part B of the question is consumer arithmetic. It says, Irma's take-home pay is $4,320 per fortnight. So Irma works a good pay. If this is in US dollars, that's not bad. Each fortnight, Irma's pay is allocated according to the following table. She pays X amount of dollars for rent. She pays $629 every 2 weeks for food. That's a lot of money. And other living expenses is 2X. Well, she's paying more for other living expenses than rent. That's crazy. Now her savings is $1,750. That's not bad. That means she's saving a good 20% or more of her money. That's not bad. Now, what is Irma's annual take-home pay, assuming that she works 52 weeks in any given year? So they want to know how much money she makes in the entire year. Now she gets paid every 2 weeks. All right, so I'm going to say the annual pay is equal to how much you get paid per fortnight? 43,220. All right, but here's the trick now. Now it says that assuming she worked every week of the year, like a robot. So every 2 weeks she get paid this, and so it is times. Now look how we're going to work this out. Now this is for every 2 weeks, but there's 56 weeks in the year. So if every 2 weeks she get paid, then that means that she's going to get paid for 26. She's going to get paid 26 times out of the year. Think about it. Every 2 weeks she get paid, then that means that out of 52 weeks, she's going to get paid 26 times. So we're going to multiply 4,320 by 26 to see her pay. All right. So I do that now. And I get that she make $112,320. Now, if this is in US, she is top class. She's making a lot of money. all right, if this is US. If not, then she's not making any money at all. But let's assume this is US for now. All right, that's how you have to do the maths paper. You have to do it and just think of it realistically and have fun with the mathematics because it's easy. So as it says now, determine the amount of money that Irma allocates for rent each month. So we have to go back to this now. So what you have to do now to find out how much you make for rent, we're going to do it down here. Now to find out how much you pay for rent is X. Other living expenses is 2X. X plus the 2X is 3X. So what we have is 3X plus the other monies that you have now. She spend money on food and she spend money, well, she save money. All right. And so that in black, when we add 629, we add 629 plus 1,750. All right. 1,750. That's how much she saved. This is the amount of money she spent on food. This is rent and other living expenses. And that's the 4 things alone that she spent on. And her total money for the 2 weeks comes up to 4,320. All right. So that's the amount of money she allocates to rent, X amount. Now, right here now, let's just go ahead and solve for X. To go ahead and solve for X, we're going to get 3X is equal to, we bring over whatever is this, 629 plus 1,750, we're going to get 4,320 minus, when I add those two together, adding them together, I get 629 plus 1,750, that's 2,379. 2,379. Aha, that's not bad. And so this is 3X, and so X is equal to, well, let's say 3X for now. 3X is equal to 4,320 minus 2,379, that's 1,941. What you're going to do is then divide by 3. Dividing by 3 will give X is equal to, when I'm dividing that by 3, that's 1941 divided by 3, that's $647. $647. Now, there's a reason why I want you to work out X around here first. I want you to work it out around here because I want you to put X as 647. And so other living expenses is 2 times X, which is 2 times 647, which is 1,294. Then what I want you to do is add up all of these and see if it comes to 4,320. I want you to always make sure that your answer is correct. So 647 plus 629 plus 1294 plus 1750, that's 4,320. So we're right. Good. Now, once we are correct, we can proceed. It says now, determine the amount of money Irma allocates for rent each month. Now, I want you to go back to this table now. It says this is the amount of money she allocates for rent each fortnight. Let me say that again. This is the amount of money she allocates for rent each fortnight. Now, there's going to be 2 fortnights per month. All right. So the total amount of money she allocates for rent for the month is actually going to be 647. That's the amount of money she allocates per fortnight, and we multiply that by 2 weeks. There are 4 weeks to make a month. 4 weeks, and so we multiply that by 2. And that is going to equal to 647 times 2 is the amount of money she allocated for rent for the month. And that looks like $1,294. That's the amount of money she allocates for rent each month. All right, soft. Now let's listen what the next question says. This question is so nice. It says all of Irma's saving is used up to pay her son's tuition cost, which is $150,000. If Irma pays the remains, pay remains the same and she saved the same amount each month, what is the minimum number of years that she must work in order to save enough money to cover her son's tuition? So she wants to cover her son's tuition. All right. So first and foremost, she only saved $1,750 every fortnight. So I'm going to multiply the savings by 26 so I can tell you how much she saved for the entire year. Why 26? Because she get paid every fortnight, every 2 weeks. She don't get paid every week. There's 52 weeks in a year. So if she get paid every 2 weeks, then she's saving $1,750 every 2 weeks. So there's 26 times she's going to get paid in the year. So 1,750 times 26. When you multiply that by 26, this will tell you how much amount of money she saved for an entire year. Let's hope it's a lot of money. So she saved 1,750 times 26. So she saved $45,500 a year. That's not bad. That really is not bad. She saved $45,500 a year. If this is in USD, she is saving a lot of money, right? So she saved $45,500 for the year. Now to find out how many years it's going to take, this is just 1 year. So we're going to say 45,500 times the amount of years. Let's call it N. Let's call the number of years N, and that should be equal to 150,000. All right. So then we're going to divide both sides by 45,500 to get what N is, where N is the number of years that it's going to take to save up this amount of money. So it's going to take her 150,000, 150,000, and you're dividing that by 45,500. 150,000 divided by 45,500, and that will give us the amount of the number of years that it took for her to actually make her son's tuition. So when we do the division, we're going to get 150,000 divided by 45,500. That's 3.23. Just calling it 3.3. All right. But as you know, pretty much we can't say 3.3 in years. All right. So if you want to write, it takes 3.3. In reality, it will take her 4 years to cover her son's tuition. It will take 4 years to cover, because in 3 years, she don't cover it yet. It will take 4 years to cover her son's tuition. All right, it will take 4 years to cover her tuition. If you want it to be exact with 3.3, you have to remember that 0.3 in reality, that's really 0.3, 0.3 of a year. 0.3 of a year is actually about maybe about 3 to 4 months. So in reality, it's really taking her. In reality, it's taking her about 3 years and 4 months. It's roughly taking her 3 years and 4 months, or 3 years and 3.5 months in order to cover her son's tuition. But since we're talking about it in years, we can just approximate it. We can approximate it to 3. We have to go up and say it's going to take her 4 years to cover her son's tuition approximately. All right? With a little bit money left over. All right? So that's the minimum number of years that she'll take. 3.3, which we can just say 4 years. All right? Easy question.